All right. All right. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Welcome back. Welcome back to my class. Welcome back to the class with your counselor, Mr. James Horton, domestic violence counselor, right here. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Today we're going to be talking about, let's see, I'm good. We're going to be discussing facts or factors that can open or close one's ability to listen. Facts or factors that can open or close one's ability to listen, right? One's ability to hear and listen to what someone or or message that's trying to come across to us to more or less help us or just open us up for someone else's concern. Get out of that selfish box. All right, here we go. It says, defining some relating open or closed factors when it comes to listening, like who you think you are, who you think or what you think the person is or isn't that you might be talking. There are also other highs and lows one feels are appropriate reasons for listening or not listening when it comes to people, places, and things. All right? Sometimes we just find certain reasons to listen to somebody, certain valuable reasons, or we find certain reasons why we don't think someone may even be worthy of listening to. You know, like them not having what you have, them not having a place to stay, or someone being what you would call homeless or jobless or moneyless or whatever, and we can find ourselves not wanting to listen because we don't believe that one is worthy to be listened to. All right? So we're asking this question, just ask you, are you one of these people? Do you find yourself being in that role of better than role or whatever, or I'm high and others are low? So what you got to say don't mean nothing. All right, here we go. Number one, do you find it hard for you to listen to someone you know or believe has made a lot of critical mistakes in their own life? Do you find it hard for you to listen to someone you know or believe has made a lot of critical mistakes in their own life? Like, boom, like you just, we failed at certain things. We dropped the ball at certain things. And a lot of times, many people will find it hard to listen to someone. Many times this particular question relates to one's parents. We have many youth or early or young adults saying things like, Mommy, you can't tell me nothing. Daddy can't tell me nothing. I mean, he went out on that alcohol. He went out on them drugs. And you did this and that. And if you was really, really about being a role model, or if you were really about this, and that, you wouldn't be messed up like you is now. So how you going to tell me something? But that's something to think about, because just because someone failed and couldn't pick themselves back up, just because someone wasn't able to get back on the horse and ride it like they once rode, there may be reasons why they didn't ride. And they may be just trying to tell you that they don't want you to make the same mistakes. And this is how they went wrong. This is where they went left, right? This is where they crashed, and they're trying to pre-warn you before you make the same mistakes they have made. So it's something to think about. Number two, do you find it easier for you to listen and give your full attention and respect to someone because of their look, their status, or the things they have or you believe they have? Do you find it more easier to listen to those people because of their bling bling look, because of their handsome or beautiful look? Do you find that you listen to more people who are attractive to you than you do those that are not so attractive or don't have the greater things in life? You find that you listen to those people, Number three, are you known to be open-minded or closed-minded to listening when you are comparing yourself to someone who has more or less than you do in life? Do you ever close? I mean, I've experienced it. Not to being the one of comparing, because I never try to compare myself to others. But there have been many times that I've found others comparing themselves to me. I've found others not listening to something or some good advice that I might have for them, being a counselor for one, but just being a person actually, and trying to give someone some of what I possess, some knowledge that I may possess in myself that might can help them. But many times people are closed-minded because they're into comparison. They're blocking their blessing because they're into comparing. I don't want to hear what the counselor has to say. I don't want to hear what so-and-so has to say, because they're comparing themselves to you and falling short within the comparison, so they would rather not hear what we have to say. All right? Number 4. Do you believe a person's color, race, or culture can stop you or block you from listening? Do you believe do you believe a person's sex? Do you believe a person's color, race, or culture can stop you or block you from listening? Number 5. Do you believe a particular sex of another person can block you or stop you or have you open-minded or closed-minded to listening? Do you believe that if a person is not from your particular race, do you believe if this person is not from your set, your culture of friends, do you believe if the person is from the opposite sex from your sex, that is one of the keys or one of the things that have you blocked from wanting to listen to that person, their sexual preference or whatever it is? Do you believe that you're not willing or haven't been willing to listen because of the differences that you see on someone outside or in their walk and their behavior? Questions. Number 6. When you are communicating with your relationship partner, do you find it hard to be open and listen because of their high or low tone of voice, and their unwillingness to listen to you, or because they continue to talk about the past? Do you find it hard to hear, when you're communicating? Do you find it hard? You say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to you. You ain't listening to me. I'm not going to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to talk. Don't you see my hand up? I'm raising my hand. Didn't they raise their hand in class? I'm raising my hand. Well, if you can't listen to me, why should I listen to you? Do you find that? And do you find it also hard when someone that you may have been with for 5 to 7 to 8 years is bringing up the same thing that they talked about before? Every time the person gets upset, they review, they go back in past times of a particular hurt, and they bring it back up and say, I'm still hurt from what you did 10 years ago. Do you find it hard to want to listen to them, even though you say you love them? Questions. All right. Number 7. When it comes to most of your relationships you've been in, does your partner intellect of knowing more or less than you do, have you open or closed when it comes to listening to them? When it comes to most of your relationships you've been in, does your partner's intellect of knowing more or less than you do have you open-minded or closed-minded when it comes to listening to them? That's the problem sometimes, because people will say things. Myself, I've been told this in past times. Dropped out of school in the 12th grade. Didn't return to school to finish my education until I was 37. But yet, I was able to accomplish some things, able to get a couple of degrees. I've been told in past ships, I won't call relationships, you think you all that. because you graduated from school. You got a couple of degrees. No, I don't think I'm all that. I think that I wish I coulda, shoulda finished when I was in the 12th. I wish I woulda continued when I was 17, 18 on, instead of waiting until I was 36, almost 40. So sometimes the listening is blocked because of comparisons. All right? Number 8. When and before you caught your domestic violence case, what were you doing that stopped you or blocked you from listening when the Spirit of God was telling you, danger, get out, you're in trouble, or you're headed for trouble? What were you doing? Were you drinking? Were you smoking? Were you burning trees? Were you popping E's? Was you doing something that had you lost, blocked, and not realize that they coming, right? They coming, all right? And they came, and that's why you're here with me, the counselor, in the domestic violence class. All right, number 9, we're gonna close this out. What are some other things that happen in your relationships that opened or closed you up when it came to listening to your partner and others? All right, that's gonna be it. You can answer that to yourself. Stay tuned for more and more. I'm going to keep this going till it just blow up like it's supposed to be. I am the creator, the designer, the counselor, your counselor, Mr. James Horton. Thank you for attending my class. Yours truly, Mr. James Horton.